Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to 8 American things Britain doesn't have a word for. I assume by this it just means 8 American things that Britain doesn't have, but I guess we're going to see through this video. But I think in the title it was gumbo, and I've seen that in food reaction videos, and it's like the gumbo soup with like sausage and stuff, right? Looks very good. I don't actually know if gumbo soup's the right term. I apologise, it might have offended some of you, but yeah, it's got sausages and I think chicken and rice, and it's very liquidy, like a soup. But whatever it is, I've heard of it and I've seen that before. But in terms of the UK, I don't think we've got anything close to it. So yeah, we're going to check this out. Hopefully going to enjoy. And yeah, let's jump into this reaction.
Well, I'm going to show off my acute knowledge of weather here by pointing out that it is a synoptic scale extratropical cyclone in the western North Atlantic Ocean. I read that on Wikipedia. Hello, this video is sponsored by Wondrium. I'm Lawrence Brown and I'm on a quest to uncover all of the memos that Britain and America lost in the pond. And one of those memos pertains to things. Specifically, things for which the other country doesn't have a word. Indeed, those of you paying attention will know that I've done 2 videos on 8 American things that Britain doesn't have a word for. And so I thought I'd turn this into the greatest trilogy since any one of the 3 Fast and the Furious trilogies. Whether we're talking about food, sports, animals, or weather, there are just inevitably certain things that crop up in one country that never saw the light of day in the other. And so without further ado, here are 8 American things for which the British don't even have a word.
Here we
Part
go.
3.
Bleachers. I have absolutely no idea what this is. I know what bleach is. Bleachers, though, I have never heard that term in my life.
Bleachers, as I came to discover, are not a group of people that whiten your teeth, though if you are interested in British and American dental care, see my previous video. No, in fact, bleachers are sort of like tiered rows of benches that you'll find on college sports grounds. In Britain, maybe because we don't take college sports quite so seriously, we'd probably just bring a deck chair or sit in the mud. Meanwhile, in the United States, particularly nowadays, there's one very unlikely sport that might get the bleacher treatment.
Athletics? Oh, cornhole.
Cornhole. Now, I dare say there are some Americans that don't have a word for this, which is sort of ironic.
What the hell is cornhole? It's a sport. I have absolutely no idea. I'm trying to think. Has it ever been... No, I don't think I know.
Because cornhole does go by several names in the United States. These include bags, sack toss, or beanbag toss. These would all be rude in Britain.
I do remember seeing this. The guy who went and took his girlfriend back to America, I don't know, reaction like a month ago. He brought his girlfriend to the US and they played cornhole or something for a little bit. Okay, based off the beanbag, I know what the game is. I think you like throw it in the holes.
But what is cornhole? Well, popular in the Midwest, cornhole is a game in which people throw bags of corn kernels at a raised board and try to get it in a hole. And to me, it's actually a really fun game if you win. And it's becoming an increasingly popular game. Recently, while I was flicking the channels, I came across a televised game from the American Cornhole League being shown on ESPN at 1 in the morning. Nonetheless,
it's a televised sport. That's pretty cool, man. You can make it in any sport possible. I don't know what sort of money they'll be getting, but the fact that there's a league for cornhole is pretty damn cool. And now I want to search it up and see what it's about.
Still an unexpected combination, just like this.
Chex Mix.
Ah, snack food. What would I do without you except fit in my trousers? Chex Mix is such a popular snack food here in the United States. And while in Britain we might easily be able to procure individual members of its contents, that being Chex cereals, chips, hard breadsticks, pretzels, nuts or bagel bites, we don't really sell anything that contains them in one neatly packaged jar. Here in the United States, they come in jars, bags, you can probably even pluck them from the earth. But take it from me, don't ever eat Chex Mix when you've just had your wisdom teeth removed.
Damn. Javelina.
Ah yes, javelina, and it's very important.
Javelina, should I say. My bad.
Importantly, you do pronounce it the Spanish way, lest you confuse it for that well-known Olympic sport in which a ballerina throws a javelin. But a javelina is one I've spoken about before on this channel. And
is it a pig? Or a wild pig? Damn.
One that I still believe looks like a badly ironed bear. And it turns out that these things are medium-sized, pig-like, hoofed mammals that can be found in America's southwest. And if you find yourself being chased by one, they're good swimmers, so don't jump in the water.
Oh, damn.
Unless you have one of these.
Oh, that was a good transition. I like that. Airboat. I'm just going to assume this is like a dinghy or something.
Yeah, airboats. I think I first became aware of them through the time-honoured medium of police academy.
Actually, no, it's not. I forgot. There's no comparison to them, so there's just we can't have a word for it. A dinghy's just a dinghy everywhere. I'm pretty sure. An airboat's just a US thing. Okay.
Academy 5. And that makes sense because the plot of Police Academy 5, if it can be said to have one, unfolds in the state of Florida. You see airboats, which are kind of those smallish vehicles that have a propeller.
Oh no, it's not a hovercraft because hovercrafts can go on land. I definitely have seen these in probably like it looks like a swampy area. Maybe in like the like what's the Florida National Park? What's the massive one? Everglades. I feel like these go through the Everglades and stuff like that. Those sort of terrains or environments.
Not in the water, but above it, are commonly found in swamp areas of the American South, see Louisiana and the Everglades. And because we don't really have anything like this in the United Kingdom, I've been holding on to that dream that I will one day use one of these to evade alligators. And if this takes place in the state of Louisiana, where I'm led to believe you can eat them, I might in fact just stick to this.
Transitions are crazy. Gumbo, here we go.
While Gumbo might sound like your granddad's favourite card game or a character from a World War II movie, it is in fact the official state cuisine of Louisiana. Considered a soup, it consists...
It is considered a soup then. That's good to know because I said it was a soup, but I don't know if that was me disrespecting the dish. But it just looks like a soup of greatness. And also soup with rice does sound very satisfying because I've never really had rice in like a soup before. And it just sounds a very good mixture. Actually, I say that. No, I haven't. I've had like noodles and stuff. But never had rice in a soup, I don't think. I bet it absorbs it and makes it so nice, man.
Of stock, meat or shellfish, a thickener and the so-called Creole holy trinity of celery, bell peppers and onions.
So there's no chicken?
We haven't
My
cooked
bad.
up a storm like that since my attempt at stew. Oh, and while we're on the subject of storms, let's move on to our last two entries.
Derek, I've heard
Many
this.
of you, perhaps even...
Based off what I remember it being, I cannot actually remember. Is it like a Derrico and then it's a hurricane, so it's before there's a hurricane, so it's not as bad? No, I think Derricos are just as bad. It's just different types. I don't actually know.
My American audience might be looking at the word derecho and thinking, what the heck is that?
Well, it's Derecho. I thought I called them Derricos. God damn.
Lawrence. And I wouldn't blame you because until last year I didn't know myself until I was caught up in one. A derecho is basically a complex of straight line windstorms that produce hugely damaging winds, sometimes things like tornadoes. And to truly be classified as a derecho, the wind needs to exceed 60 miles per hour. And the biggest mistake I made in viewing with my own eyes the August 2020 Midwest derecho is I didn't film it for B-roll. So instead, here's a public domain photo of an affected cornfield in Iowa. What I can tell you is that when it comes to Lake Michigan, these derechos really undo the good work of the moon. Oh yeah, and speaking of the moon. In past videos, I introduced you to...
This is an ad from 3 years ago, but it's good to see, man. Secure the bag, but this is a very old video. Now, that was a very long ad segment. Love that. Alright, this is... Nor'easter.
Well, I could hardly finish this video by letting the Midwest have all of the extreme weather glory. Every great now and again here in the United States, you'll turn on the news and you'll hear that word that you haven't heard since the last time you heard it. And that word, almost always, is nor'easter, and every other word in the English language. But that word has cheated its way onto this list because it made it into American English via the Brit, who subsequently forgot about its existence. Well, I'm going to show off my acute knowledge of weather here by pointing out that it is a synoptic scale extratropical cyclone in the western North Atlantic Ocean. I read that on Wikipedia. But the serious, brutal truth of the matter is they can be quite deadly and can cause untold damage to power and people's homes. Thankfully, we don't have anything like that in the United Kingdom, although you will sometimes hear weathermen refer to those northeasterly winds that devastate your patio furniture. That's it for this episode. Let me know in the comments below some other things.
Well, there we go. These were just 8 things that, again, Britain doesn't have a word for, but I just feel like Britain doesn't really have. I mean, you look at all of these, yeah, they don't have these things going on. A derecho maybe we do, but I don't know. I'm not sure. The first time I heard cornhole used as the name of a game, I had to laugh. The term has a very different meaning to a lot of people. Oh god, that just sounds very sexual. You should do a top 10 video on distinctly American things you can no longer live without. That'd be a pretty cool topic, to be fair. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. And yeah, until next time, like, subscribe, and peace.